Hey there, my name is Adam. I am a functional nutritionist, personal trainer, health coach, friend to many. Really, I have a business that helps people regain their health or maximize their health. I do work with people who have bodybuilding aspirations, and I also work with people who are just trying to get their health back. If you're watching this on YouTube, please like, subscribe, leave comments. It just helps us keep the conversation going. If you're listening to this on your favorite podcast platform, please like and share, as it helps us get our content in front of more people, which is always a blessing to me, and it hopefully helps other people. Today we're going to talk about something that should not be a surprise. We're going to talk about weight loss, but a quick search on el interwebs will reveal to you that one of the most searched things is a program for fitness, weight loss, diet. Okay, most people want someone to tell them what to do. This is common. We all feel more at ease at times when we have someone who we feel is an expert to tell us what exactly to do. And also, if we're being honest, if it doesn't work, we don't feel personally responsible for that. Their advice didn't work for me. That is very common. We tend to, want to shirk responsibility in some form. It's okay. We're all human. We all do it. But a couple of things when it comes to weight loss is not all routines work for all people. A couple of things that, I'm going to make this real quick. A couple of things that we need to consider is, one, your context, your life. How much weight are you trying to lose? Why are you trying to lose it? These are all like clarifying questions that help us understand what's going to work best for you. Remember, you are not me. I am not you. What works best for me most likely will not work for you. I work with people who are pretty strong in like the bodybuilding scene, not professionals, but people who have aspirations of being an amateur bodybuilder. And what has worked for me doesn't necessarily work for them. And they're kind of pursuing very similar goals. But because they're a different person, their lifestyle is set up differently, we have to find another way around it. So the first thing we need to think about is when you're going to embark on a weight loss fitness journey, we can't just think about what most people do. I'm going to take the next 12 weeks and I'm going to suffer like I'm in a Russian gulag, and I'm going to get down to the weight I want to be, and then I'll be happy. It's very limited thinking, and it's also why the majority of people fail to keep weight off. Did you know that I think it's something like, colors just changed a little bit. That doesn't look good. It looks actually pretty bad. Did you know that roughly 7 out of 10, I believe it is, 7 out of 10 people who are obese will lose a significant amount of weight in their lifetime? The majority will gain it back plus some. Why is that? Is it because they're genetically predisposed to it? Some new professionals out there who get paid a lot of money to sell you drugs will say so. But I would say the majority of the reason why people gain their weight back is because they don't plan. They think that this one program is going to set them up and then it's going to be okay. What we have to think about is not just the amount of time that we're going to embark on this journey, but realize this is a journey of lifestyle, not a journey of months. This is a journey of life, years. We can't just think of things in short-term frameworks, because then what happens when things don't go the way I want them to? What happens when the weight doesn't come off the way I want it to? What happens when life goes nuts and takes a left turn? What do we do? So the first thing we have to think about is sustainability. What do I do after I lose the weight? What's the plan? Everybody's always thinking about what do I do to lose the weight, but they're not thinking about what to do after I lose the weight. And in my opinion, what you do after is just as important, if not more important, than what you do to lose the weight, because it will determine how you keep it off. So we have to think, what am I going to do? And if I think about the end first, then it will help me to inform, it will help me make a more informed decision on how I begin in the first place. So if your idea of losing weight is to eat a chicken breast, do intermittent fasting, eat a chicken breast, half a cup of rice, and some broccoli twice a day for however many weeks to get the weight off, and I'm going to do cardio every morning for an hour, and then when I get home, I'm going to do an hour of cardio, and I'm going to lift weights 2 to 3 days a week. Okay, this is your plan. If this is your plan, great. The question is, will it get you to your desired weight loss? Most likely. It's pretty restrictive. It's pretty intense. You're putting out a lot of output. You're not taking in a lot of calories. Chances are you'll lose some weight. Now the question is, once you've hit your target weight or desired, look, maybe you're fitting into new clothes, maybe you want to fit into a bathing suit, maybe you want to be able to cut your grass with the shirt off and flex on all the other dads. Great. Now what? Can you do that same regimen for the rest of your life? I would wager you cannot. It's too restrictive. So what we're planning on doing in the long run should inform how we embark on this journey to begin with. So maybe we take a more conservative approach. Maybe we do intermittent fasting and we eat 2 nice meals a day that are relatively healthy. Maybe some good protein sources in there, some lean meats, veggies, maybe some starch in there. Maybe instead of 2 hours of cardio a day, we go for a walk 1 hour a day, and we lift weights 3 to 4 times a week, and we sprinkle in some more intense cardio as we have time. Will you lose weight? Sure. Will you lose it as fast as the first version of that? Probably not. But will you be able to sustain that? Most likely. I did that for 5 years. Okay. I didn't have abs until didn't have visible abs until I started restricting my total food intake, and I did that through intermittent fasting. And then I started doing more intense cardio. In this form, it was jiu-jitsu, and I lifted weights 3 to 5 times a week. How did that work? Worked great. And I sustained it for 5 years. Once I got to a specific place, I didn't need to restrict food quite as much anymore, so I could go up in food. Therefore, I started eating breakfast. And I still do a similar approach to this day. Why has it worked? Because I could sustain it. My life had room for it. Now, if your life does not have room for the plan you are creating or the one you just searched up off the internet, it's not the plan for you. People ask me, what is the best workout plan to lose weight? And they want the secret answer. And do you want to know what the secret answer is? The best workout plan for weight loss and health and fitness is the one you will do. Because if you don't do it, it doesn't matter. Okay? So when you are deciding, you're searching up the interwebs, you're asking Chat GPT or whatever to solve your life's problems, remember, you are the one who has to sustain this. This goal is yours. So don't necessarily take 100% the advice of someone else who is not taking into context your life. You understand your life. You know that if you are trying to work out too many days a week, it's not going to be sustainable. I ask my clients before I accept them, how many days a week are you willing to work out, and how many days a week will you actually work out? Many times those are 2 different numbers. They're willing to go 6 days a week. But honestly, 3 days a week is probably more likely. Okay, well then less work with more likely than less likely. So at the end of the day, guys, the best thing you can do for weight loss is 1, choose a form of restriction that works well for you that you can do for a long time. Whether that's just getting rid of junk food, get rid of junk food. If it's skipping 1 meal a day, skip 1 meal a day. if it is drinking more water, like drinking, let's say 32 ounces of water before every meal so that you are more full, perfect. That should help you restrict your food. If it is intermittent fasting, that should help you restrict your food. Okay, you find a form of restriction that is manageable for you, and then you find a form of output that is manageable for you. So we're restricting the amount of calories that come in, and then we are choosing a form of output that is manageable for us. That could be going for a bike ride. That could be walking the dog multiple times a day. It could be lifting weights and doing boot camps. It could be taking up a martial art. It could be taking up dance. I knew ladies who got in phenomenal shape just dancing. They restricted their food. They found a way to restrict food, and then they found a form of output that they enjoyed, and they got in great shape. Okay. Now, is it the best choice, most optimal? Because you get on TikTok and you get bombarded with 12-year-olds telling you what's optimal for exercise. They don't even have body fat yet, and they're telling you what's optimal. I'm like, man, go pay a mortgage, have your kids, and then come talk to me about what's optimal. Anyway, I digress. There's a big push for optimization right now. And it doesn't have to be optimal. It just has to be doable. If it's doable and consistent, you can win. And if at the end of the day, if you are setting these goals for yourself and these expectations and you are not meeting them, lower them so that you can win. Because then you can stack a win on top of a win. Okay? So when you start your new weight loss journey, you have to choose a restriction that is doable for you and consistent. And then you have to choose a form of output that is consistent and doable for you for the long haul. It can't be something that you're planning on doing for 12 weeks and then going back to eating donuts for breakfast. Can't be, right? I hope you the best. Good luck. Choose something sustainable. Think about what you're going to do after. Make a plan. Do it well. Do it consistently.